All right, welcome back. Today we're continuing the series on continuing to build a website using a variety of different LLMs. The most successful one has been the Claude 3.7 Sonnet in terms of actually being able to give me usable code in terms of making games that are very basic. The goal of these is to teach the basics of typing to children. That's kind of what we based our website example around here. As you can see here, I have each of them up here. When we ended last time, we were comparing the code to one another. These were basically like one or two prompt examples. We were not really iterating with the different models to try and see who we give it. We basically gave them all a very similar prompt and then asked them to spit out the code to run it on the website. If you remember last time, what ended up happening is ChatGPT and Gemini here basically had made very similar code. The main issue here was that it wasn't actually working in the way that we had wanted it to. So we tried giving ChatGPT here a second chance on it. The first time it wrote it, it said you should import a picture, so that way we can use that as like the background, even though I had specified that we want the code here to just generate the background. I don't need specifics for this. It just needed to be kind of very basic. The idea being here that when the kid plays the baseball game, they can go here and it'll be able to play for them. So if we go to the, oh no, don't tell me this isn't working now. The home run typer code, okay, that's there. So I'm not sure. Let's refresh. Oh no. Got it. It didn't actually come all the way through. So we had the code for each of these here. And you know what, I'll pull these in kind of one by one, and we'll start with that example, and then we'll try and iterate with them. So the first one here is Gemini's version. Go through here. You can see it does very basic versions here. It tries to specifically call add spaces into there, and then you have to implement code. So I'd have to go back and refine that with the prompt. But then if you go to the preview here, when this is actually here, there's no way to start the game. Even if I just type in the letter, nothing actually works. So it's kind of the framework, but it doesn't actually provide a way to start. And you can see here, even if I click between them, they're here, but they don't change anything. So I don't know if that's just because it's not starting and restarting the game instance here, but I'd expected it to had worked out a little bit better when these are actually being functional. So Gemini's version did not do well. I then did two versions of ChatGPT. I gave it the 03 high, mini high model to try and do it, and then the 4.0 mini, no, just the regular 4.0. Didn't particularly do much. You can see here, basically you end up just with a ball in the middle. There's nothing else going on. There's not even an option to start. And then it's just got this add space hanging out over here on the side with nothing really there as well. So overall, just kind of had been disappointed. And then, like I said, you can see the 4.0 version here. It put in the basics of the scoreboard, I guess, for the game, but there's nothing here at all. And this is what I was talking about, where it said you should have an image here in the background, but I don't had not specified that I had an image in it, and I specifically gave instructions that we would want the code to be generated. So this is, here's this one. Baseball typing game. I'm not sure whose version this was. I think it's ChatGPT version because it has a letter here, nothing particularly happening. I don't know if it was the Deepseek one. Hold on, let's see. copy this back to the site page, go through here, and Deepseek's version doesn't particularly provide an actual playing area. It's kind of about the background, but I think part of it is just missing here in terms of the code, even though it does close out it's HTML and everything. There's no actual display for the game. So that one was not particularly effective. And then this was the, I want to call it the finalized version, at least the most recent version that we had here for it. So put this through. Like I said, you can see the add spaces. I was trying to get it to refine the field area, and you can see what it did is it ended up moving the bases to the edge of the square or rectangle, and not actually have them as part of the diamond that it's generating here. So we'd have to go back, and you can see here, at least now you have like a picture with the ball moving, but you can kind of see they're all off the space here. You can see we finally have runners that are actually on the base. You can see I'm just gonna do this wrong, and then okay, that one's double. I think I'd specified in an earlier version. Nope, I think it's just based on how far it is when it hits. So if I wait until it's almost there, I don't know, because I would expect to see more singles. F, C, that's still triple. Like it's scoring too frequently for what you would like here. And like I said, you see you can have it miss here, go through, and now if I get it right, no, so that's not right. Yeah, it's just hitting the ball too far, but it is like the basics of what we need. We just need to work on the location. So if I come here, the base locations are not part of the diamond that you generated. Instead, the bases incorrectly located at the four edges of the playing area. Also, we need to make an adjustment to the bases aimed on the hits. If it's hit on the first pitch, have a 5% chance for a home run. Let's just say 60% chance for a double. We're at 65, so 20% chance for a triple and 15% for a single. Sorry, if it hits on the first attempt. If it's the second attempt, have a 1% chance for a home run, 40% chance for double, and for a single. If it's the final attempt, have a 20% chance for a double and 80% chance for a single. And the idea here is we're just kind of reducing scoring, so that way they can kind of see the bases build up and then clear them out with a good one, like a good job. I think that's kind of more suspenseful, not suspenseful. I think more impactful to them. So if we can get that right, that would be fine. I think if we go back, what else were we seeing here? If I do the 2-letter version, will this work? I refresh. I do the 2 start. Right? So DR is wrong. DE is wrong. DO. Great. I think that's kind of what we want here. And then the 3-letter words. Those all seem good. So that part is playing out fine. I think, where is it here? I'm going to go through. Oh no. Okay, so that's going to end up being too long. I want to start a new chat. I want this here. And then in the meantime, I want to come back to do this. So when I display the HTML page, there is no field of play. Please make a basic baseball field in your HTML. Include the bases, a pitcher's mound, where the ball will come from. So give that some time to go through and generate here. You can see kind of Claude is going through and doing the same thing here. You can see here, like, it's not going overkill in terms of the list for the harder versions. A lot of these are very basic common words that kids will encounter, so it helps them improve like their sight words, which is great. Like, it's not, I don't know, something like XSE or something, like just a random combination where it is using actual words, which is great. So let's see, it did 37 seconds of reasoning. I'm going to attempt to copy this and put it in, and we will just see how we're looking. Do we need further refinement? Uh-oh, so the code cut off again. Is it just their copy function doesn't work well, or is it an issue? All right, so start game's over here in the corner. If I do start game, where's my letter? Yeah, so that's like incomplete. Your code behavior is incomplete. The start game button does nothing. There is no home plate. the locations of second and third base are inconsistent with your field diamond. What else? There's no letter that appears for the user. So what else? I mean, those are just what is going on with the alphabet here. Like, I think they're supposed to be straight lines. Should say, I think you attempted to put in vowel lines, but they should just be lines that extend straight out from first and third base. It is currently a rounded curve. All right, let's go to here. And we're going to try Claude's version. This gets kind of hard to track in your head as you go. So these are better. They're still off in terms of the location. Let's see how it plays overall. Guess I should go to preview. And if I hit start game, now I don't have a working game. Oh, so it ran out of code. Has it gotten so large that it can't do it in its output context? Let's go to the ChatGPT version. Oh my goodness, this is not even close. The pictures mound is not in line. Which I guess it's okay, like it is more closer. If I hit start, and then the ball goes between first and second base, the letter now appears up here. Remember, this is supposed to be, and then when I type the letter, it doesn't do a thing. Nothing happens when I type it. So really kind of disappointing with the output here. Let's go to Gemini. I'm going to give it this file. We've got basic baseball typing game here. Do that. And then let's give it the same prompt. So realistically, it should be still following along from the same chat. So it's like it's explaining things, which is fine. but is what it put out actually useful? Let's put it to the test. Did it stop? So did it at the beginning, but you stopped? If I just say continue, will it continue generating the code? Don't think it's supposed to look this way. Else, yeah. So this code should continue. Right now, it's going to be completely out of whack. So let's do this. Let's go here. Because they are seriously messing with me. Oh no. I accidentally hit tab instead of. Well, I want to hit tab. I wanted to indent it, but. Oh, disappointing. All right, let's see. Let's make a new one. We're going to call this the Gemini version. Hopefully Gemini has something. And we can kind of pull this together. Put this in. Oh, that's not what I want. All right. Hit type should come match the others. I can't tell if that's online, but this then needs to line up with here on that if. This needs to line up there, I think. So that's like one piece of it. So I don't know what the heck happened. And you can kind of see it. I guess it assumes that it's picking up right where the other one left off. But the UI then is creating the issue here. What I mean is like the chat or the Gemini page. So this says animate the ball. What is this one? And then this goes here. What is this closing off? I am fully confused. So I hope it does not cause problems. Probably will, though. Spending kind of way too much time here. Again, this is like purely the UI side. So I don't know if their expectation or how they're thinking other people are using this, because I can imagine pretty common scenario to have people trying to generate code. And then if they run out of the output limits that they've defined, then you're going to be in trouble. And I think if I look here, like all these should be shifted in more. But if I do that, yep, I have to go through each line. Such a mess. And now I can't be sure that this will actually work, because the parts where it does like jump into this code style, is this just because there's some opening mark here and now we're losing that? So let's just save this. This is Gemini 2 baseball typing game B2. And this can go as all file and save. So I don't think this will actually work. We're going to give it a shot. Oh, sorry for the yawning. We'll try and see if this works. Okay, so the mound is up here. There's everybody on bases to start with. Start game button doesn't work. The other game are here, as in they exist, but it's not actually functional as far as their code goes. So I would say just a disappointing in terms of the output here from Gemini. And we gave it like already working code. I'm not sure that it did anything with the code itself. So that one's been disappointing. So this is it from last time. So what's happening here? It's going through the code, but it's still not completing it. Even though we gave it another continue, still not able to fully complete the code here in a single go. And I worry because I know the free version of Claude has limits in terms of the amount it can output in a single chat session. And I'm wondering if it keeps going through basically from the beginning and trying to rewrite it, we're never going to get to completion in terms of what it's generating. So let's see. Here. So let's go to Deepseek, and what we see is basically just a field. That is not great, but what we can do is we can take where is that from? Okay, so we'll start here. Let's see how this one does as it's generating it. Claude is still going through and making the changes. And yeah, it looks like it's regenerating. Yeah, we're going to have the issue where it's not going to be able to. Let's just say it's finished generating the code. Do not overwrite your previous generated code. And there we go. So we hit that chat limit. And so you have to like go through, start a new chat. That's notes from yesterday's stream. No need, so we'll do this. Finish generating the code that you started generating before. Not overwrite the code here and complete your output. So you have the first part here. So it seems like we have to overwrite the system actions. And you can see it was fairly close to finishing, but it didn't go all the way through with what we were expecting. So let's go here. Start there. Let's take this and we're going to attempt to go through here. All right, so size of the diamond still not correct. Our runners are gone as well. That was left out. So a lot of the additional behaviors that we had added, it essentially removed them in an effort to do specifically what we asked. So we lost the, I want to say like the slow movement of the ball from the pitcher's location to the diamonds. Let's go here. The base locations are incorrect. So let's start with here. I'm going to provide a list of issues, provide the code snippets for the sections that will need to be changed. Start with one. The base locations are incorrect. None of them match up with the diamond that you created. Home plate doesn't even exist, right? Like over here, yeah. Home plate does not show in the game area. What else do we have here? Make the overall game area larger, and then keep the diamond toward the bottom of the play area. This should create a look and feel more like a baseball field. Instead of using the curved outer line, let's generate the in the JavaScript. There should be lines extending the foul areas beyond first and third bases. The foul areas can just be a gray color. The outfield grass can stay green, and the diamond area can be brown. You lost the code for displaying the base runners when playing. So when the player gets a hit, it doesn't leave a runner on the base. Okay, so the idea here with this, we're kind of giving it the instructions of, work through the list. We don't want it rewriting the code. We saw how that already kind of extends or ends up creating too much code, and then we can't get everything all in one go. So just provide like specific sections so that we can do the changes and then listing out what the issues are. And we've seen that just from the time, like what we played here, right? So these bases should at least, if not cover the corner, at least match up with them, but we are inside by quite a bit. Home is not even showing. And then we saw like when we actually played here or attempted to play, there's nothing that we can do. I can try and change this. Maybe we just need larger space. We do 900. Start game buttons here this time. But if I hit start game, well, the ball went the wrong way. All right. So we're going to come here. We're going to find diamond path. All right. Give me VS Code. We want to save. I want to copy all this. Here's the original version that we uploaded. So let's take this. Is that not everything in there? Yeah, it wasn't. Okay. Where is the browser? All the code's here. So let's take that here, copy, and paste. So 490 lines. We need to find diamond path, and then make the adjustments. So go here. Tab and shift everything in. One more time. So one down, home plate. Two tabs in. And we're going to copy the rest of these because I see them right here. And we're going to drop those in. So that part's done. We need to find the game area and baseball field. And Steam Dasher. And baseball field is right there after it. saying to replace this like that. Give it to Rob. Let's I need to figure this out. So where is this located? In here. So let's see. Is there anything for field? It's the hit ball or wall. Okay, so that is unclear where this should go. Let's go to the next section. No on base runners. Does this exist? No. Field game area. So the baseball and base exists, but the runners don't. So bring those in. So now those exist. We're adding these in, just like it said. Just to add them. After the variable section. I don't know where that is. I don't know the JavaScript well enough to. So this says to add it after the initialization. Thing is, I don't see the initialization until the very end here. So what's in here? See anything related to cars? Just the new stuff that we added on. So there's a hit ball. It says there should be. Status message. So here. So this feels like this should go somewhere here. Let's go back to this. We're going to reset game. Oh, no. I accidentally grabbed the wrong row. We want to reset the reference. So runners are there. Oops, wrong screen. This one. The only thing that we had not figured out was this proper location to draw the baseball field, and it says after the initialization. So So this is in the reset. I'm not sure. Where's the field? I think I'm just missing where this should actually go. Is there a canvas? Let's see. No. Update where the letters are. So where does this go? Is my question. I can't figure it out. It says to put it after the game initialization. So if I go here, it updates the runners. So this is the initialization. This is the variable set. Let's do this. I'm going to put it here. Now, I guess let's see if this works. I'm not entirely sure it will, but at least we'll give it a shot. The file area is off. So let's see. Should be starting essentially from home. If I, well, it's times 1.5, and I don't know. So it starts at 0, 0. If I just remove these for now. Select all, copy, drop these in here. So even the first and third base lines are off. I think that's why we're seeing it start here, but it should be down quite considerably. I think it's the Y's that are off. So let's take out this. If I copy that in, oops. So as we're helping to provide the V shape, so taking it as minus plus. Too far. But where is home? So maybe it's just 30 pixels. I'm just kind of blindly shooting here and hoping to get it right. That's better. So I think this has to match up to keep these straight. I'm not going to put it in the left side yet. Perfect. So that was working. Okay. You can go back here. The reason for the plus 30 is because that is home plate is up 30 units from the bottom. At least that's how I understood what it had there. Now we have the lines going in and out. Prepare and foul. Which means that this has to come in and I'm going to move the comments out here. I suppose we should only do one side at a time. Just see if we're getting it right. Let's take this out. So odd. We want this to fill. I guess it's not really adding anything to have this here. So let's just leave this commented out. And then publish this. We should do some testing to see where the ball goes, because I think that was something else we had seen. It's too small. The start button doesn't appear. That's fine. Okay. Let's preview this. Start. Ball's going out of bounds on the hits. So hit. Angle. All right, let's go back here. There's an issue with the ball animation. The ball constantly ends up in foul territory. I think this is because the formula is not taking into account of the fair territory. Please suggest a code snippet for this change. So I think this is just what we need. It's still a status message. No, change too much. Let's see the hit ball. Fortunately, we're going to have to replace this whole section. Make sure it lines up. Right, save that. I want to select all, copy it. Go back here. Paste it. A R. Okay. Let's close that line. D. Why is everything over to the right side? T. Yeah. So this code only seems to hit to the right side. Please, right side of fair territory. Please use all of fair. I only need the code snippet for the angles. And then with this, we'll have to there we go. So instead of replacing the whole hit function, we can go in. Should only be this part. That ended up creating an issue. So I'll have to come back and fix this because it's not working correctly. We can try and manually change it, but I think I'm out of time for today. So what we can do is next time we'll pick up here and we'll continue this, and then we should be basically done, completely done with the first game that we have. So that way we can continue on. We had 7 games in total, so we want to continue improving those. And all in all, good progress was made today here. As you can see, we did try the different versions of the LLMs. And like I said, the Gemini and the ChatGPT code just was really struggling to get anything that was usable. And then Deepseek was just not responsive during the time. And so Claude was our best bet here. So we'll pick up here next time with one of the other games to improve. And then we'll continue using Claude for the code generation because at least it seems to be most responsive in getting what we want of it. So thank you all, and I will see you all next time.